What's going on, everybody? Jacob Tobey alongside Bobby Krivitsky here on CLNS Media and Facebook Live on Celtics Blog. What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
I'm good. Excited for this Celtics game. They're coming off an emotional victory over Oklahoma City on Friday. Quick turnaround, plus another game tomorrow in Atlanta. So I'm curious to see how much juice they bring to the table tonight.
What'd you like in that game on Friday night versus OKC? A gritty win for the Celtics.
Yeah, I thought, to be honest, Oklahoma City taking a lot of mid-range shots, settling for isolation, which, let's be honest, that's what Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George like to do. That's their character. So that certainly played a factor, but the Celtics did a great job defending that. Those are still three all-star players that they were locking down for the most part in the second half, cleaning up the glass. Jaylen Brown, a huge factor in that. So it's one of those games for Jaylen where if you look at the box score, probably not too impressed, but he was a huge factor in allowing the Celtics in the second half to push the pace, get up the floor, and get better looks, which led to their offense finally breaking through after they looked, quite frankly, defeated in the first half.
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony saying post-game that the first half was much more of what the Thunder are going to be this season than they are the second half of that game, which they were pretty atrocious, basically the opposite halves there. Do you think the Celtics played really well, or was it more of a Oklahoma City faulting themselves?
No, I put this more on the Celtics. Listen, he's right. The Thunder, we expect them to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference as well as the NBA as a whole. So we expect the Thunder to resemble their first half style of play more than their second half, but the Celtics still had a lot to do with the Thunder struggling on offense and then struggling to contain the Celtics defensively. And let's talk about the play of Al Horford and Kyrie Irving. That was a huge part of that second half comeback. Those two combined for 22 of the Celtics' final 25 points.
Wow, I mean, Al Horford has been so good this season. What's the difference you've seen in year two now in a Celtics uniform?
You know, it's interesting because I feel like last year the focus was Al Horford making everyone better. And now with a more athletic, more talented team, not to mention the loss of Gordon Hayward, there's been more of an emphasis on making Al Horford better. So yes, he is still having an effect on the guys he's sharing the floor with, but at the same time, you see him being more aggressive offensively, looking to get his points more. And Brad Stevens talked about after the Oklahoma game Friday night, the fact that Horford, his shot is 5 years in the making now, so it's gotten to the point where it doesn't matter where he's shooting from, whether it's a game or a practice, if someone's on him or not. They feel like it looks good coming out of his hand, and they trust him to take it.
Magic are sitting at 6-3 right now, at third in the Eastern Conference. No one really thought they'd be off to this hot start right now, but Aaron Gordon's playing really well. Evan Fournier's playing really well. Talk to me about their team and what the Celtics will do tonight there in Orlando.
Well, look, you can have a lot of fun with small sample sizes. Nick Vucevic and Aaron Gordon are both shooting over 50% from the three-point line. I'm not sure if that's going to be sustainable throughout the course of an 82-game season.
I'd probably say no.
Yeah, I would tend to lean that way as well, but nonetheless, you got to tip your cap to the way they're playing right now. They rank in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive rating, so don't come into this game, Celtics fans, thinking this is the same Orlando Magic team that you can just roll the balls out and beat.
Marcus Morris gets the start tonight for the Celtics. What did you like out of him, or what did you see out of him, rather, in OKC on Friday, and then what do you think he'll do tonight in the starting lineup?
Rough first half. That was to be expected with just where he's at conditioning-wise in terms of even his comfort level with the guys on the floor. He didn't have much of a preseason either. And then in the second half, he surprised everyone but I guess Brad Stevens by really stepping up his play. He gave them quality minutes. And just the physicality and the defensive versatility that he brings offensively, being able to stretch the floor, that really helped everyone out on Friday night in the second half.
All right, we'll see what the Celtics can do tonight versus the Orlando Magic. For Bobby Krivitsky, I'm Jacob Tobey. Thanks for checking out CLNS Media Network and Celtics Blog.